Hello all, welcome to my tutorial. Today I am going to explain about HTML tutorial for beginners. So I just divided into two parts. Today I am explaining about part 1. So in next session I will explain part 2 so that I can complete this HTML tutorial. Okay. So before that I just want to give small introduction what skills required for front end, what skills required for back end. Okay. For front end developer, these skills are required: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Angular, JS. Okay, Angular or React, anyone you can choose. So I'm going to teach you Angular JS. Okay, so HTML useful for the structuring of the web page. You can write some content into HTML page that will display to the user. CSS is useful for the styling purpose. You can do some styling. Let's say you want to change some colors, background colors or font size. You can do in CSS. JavaScript useful for the let's say you want to perform some functional things. You want to fill something and then if you click the submit button, you want to save some details. Okay, then you can use this JavaScript part. Angular will simplify our JavaScript code. Internally JavaScript only will be there inside Angular. I will come one by one after that. So today I am explaining about HTML only. Let's come to backend developer skills. Backend developer required Java, PHP, .NET. Any one skill is enough. Okay. So one more thing is there, full stack developer. Full stack developer means he need to learn front end as well as back end, then he will called as full stack developer. Okay, that's it about front end, back end or full stack. So let's start with today's session, HTML tutorial for beginners part 1. Okay, part 1 I am covering what is HTML, why we need to use that, and basic structure of HTML page, what is the basic elements required, what basic things what we need to learn for HTML page, how to save a HTML page. Okay, and where you need to write that HTML page using one of the editor. You can write HTML code. So here are some editors are there, I will come one by one. After editor you need to run the whatever you saved HTML file into some browser. Okay, here are the browsers are there, so you can choose any one so that you can run that HTML file into some browser. In browser you will get the output of your code, HTML code. After that we'll see inside HTML what elements are there, what is the purpose of the each element. So there are some headings. If you want to write some headings, you can use this one. Some paragraphs, if you want to write some articles, some paragraphs, you can use it. Pre-element useful for the, if you want to write some address kind of thing, you can use this thing. So I will come one by one, just for today's topics. I explained what and all included in today's topic. Okay, let's see first of all what is HTML. HTML full form is, here I have written, okay, hypertext markup language. What is hypertext? Hypertext means there is some links will be there. So if you see here google.com, here there is some links are there, Gmail, images, all these things. When you click this Gmail, it will navigate to the Gmail page. When you click this image, it will go to the images part. So hypertext means some links will be there for navigating one place to another place. Okay. Then what is markup language? Markup language means there will be some tags and attributes will be there in this HTML program. Tags means this is called as a tag. So for example, this is one element. If you take a HTML element, this is an element. So this is the starting tag, this is the ending tag. Okay, this is called as tag actually. You can see this one, starting tag. Inside that, if you want to write some heading, you can use h1. So this is the ending tag. In between starting tag, ending tag, you can write some content. For example, if you want to write some heading, you can use h1 element. here also h1 ending element, ending tag in between the content. Okay, just example about one of the element. I will show you practically after this. Okay, next basic structure of HTML page. What is the basic structure of HTML page? Currently I am showing all this text in the Visual Studio Code. Actually this is the Visual Studio Code. I will show you how to install that thing. So first of all, what is the basic structure of HTML page? So this is the basic structure of HTML page. Okay, so first line is the doc type HTML. Doc type HTML will tell to the browser this is a HTML page with 5 version. Okay, after then second line onwards HTML part will start. So here is the root element. HTML is the root element because inside that only all elements will be there. This is called as element, starting tag plus ending tag. This is called as element. Okay, in between start tag end tag we will write the content. Okay, so inside root HTML element we have two elements. One is head element, one is body element. Okay, inside head element we will write the title of the web page. Okay, title will display here. I will show you. See here on tab it will display the title. So inside body, that is about head element. So come to body part. Inside body we will write some content. Whatever we write content, that will display here. See, if you see here google.com, here something we are able to see, that is that they have written inside body element. Okay, okay, that's about basic structure. File saving part, we'll see saving part after this one. Different editors. First we'll install some basic editor. What is the editor required to write some code? Okay, here are the some of the editors: Notepad, Notepad plus plus, Sublime editor, Visual Studio Code, all these things. Notepad is the default editor for Windows. Okay, along with that Notepad plus plus also there, Sublime editor also there, Visual Studio Code also there. Visual Studio Code is the most popular one, most preferred one. So most of the people will use this Visual Studio Code. So let's see how we can install this Visual Studio Code. Okay, so here I am in the description, I am providing this link. You can go through this link and you can download this one. So just go to Google and paste this one. Here you will find the links for downloading Visual Studio Code. Okay, so here if you are using Windows laptop, you can click this one and you can download the Visual Studio Code. If you are using Linux system, you can click this one and you can download. If you are using Apple Mac, you can click this one and you can download. Let's, for example, I am using Windows, then you click this one, then download will happen automatically. Once you download, you just click on this one, it will install that Visual Studio Code. Okay, I already installed, so I cannot click this one. So you can download it and you can install it in your local system. So once you install, this icon will come, Visual Studio Code. Once you open this one, here you can see the some of the icons. First one is the new file. This is for new file. This is if you want to create new folder, you can create it. Okay, let's create new file for now. Just I am creating new file. This is about Visual Studio Code. So along with this editors, you can install whatever you preferred. I am preferring Visual Studio Code. Okay, so after that, okay, let's save some file first of all. So I'm just creating one of the file. Okay, let's minimize this one. Let's say first.html. okay, so my file name is first.html. You can rename as, okay. So you can save this file with extension .html. Okay, you can choose .htm or .html, that is up to you. both will work. So for now I am giving .html. Here file name is first. So file name is up to you, but extension should be .html or htm. Okay, let's save this one. Let's write basic HTML. So doc type, first line will tell to the browser this is a HTML file with fifth version. Okay, next HTML is the root element. Inside that two sections will be there. One is head section, one is body section. Okay, inside head section, title will come, title of the web page. Let's say hello world. Let's save this one. If you want to save, here go to top, here you will find the file, save. Okay, once you save, you go to saved place wherever you saved. So I saved here this one, first.html. Okay, you just double click on the file, then it will open in the browser. Okay, there are different browsers are there. I will come one by one after this. So what we've written, title is coming here, hello world. Okay, body part will display here. Body means here we did not written anything inside the body. Okay, so nothing is coming, so body part will display here, but title will come here. So title currently we've written hello world, right? So that hello world is coming here. Okay, let's write something in the body. Let's see how it will work. So I just want to write some heading. You can write using h1. Okay, h1, let's say hello front end developers. Now save it and just go to the browser. You can click this refresh, reload this page, then only our change will come to here. Just refresh this one, see here it is coming. So I want to write one more heading. Let's copy this one, let's save it. Hello developers, I want to write like this one. So let's save this one. Then again you need to click this one, refresh. So every time instead of clicking this reload this page, there is one option is there in Visual Studio Code. Okay, you just right click of this file and here open with live server. First option you will find here. Click on this one, that will open in the browser. So next time onwards you need not to click this one. When you change something here, immediately hello developers, how are you? Let's say I've written this one, just saved this one. See how are you is coming, this one. Without clicking this refresh, my content is refreshing here. So that is one of the advantage using Visual Studio Code. Here you will find that option, open with live server. When you change something, some content inside the HTML page, that will reflect here automatically without doing anything. Otherwise you need to click this one, reload this page every time. You need not to do that one. So if you use Visual Studio Code, open with live server, that is the use of this one. So this is the basic structure of HTML page. First line will tell to the browser this is a HTML page with 5 version, because there are some more versions are there. Latest version is 5. 1 2 3 4 5 are there. So browser should understand which version we've written the code. So this first line will tell to the browser it is a 5th version of HTML. After that, HTML is the root element. Inside that two sections will be there. One is head section, one is body section. Head section useful for the, if you can write some title. Okay, there are some more elements will come in future. For now we can write the title of the web page. So title will come here on top of heading. If you see here, different title is coming. So based on your web page you can write the title. So after that body section will start. Inside body section you can write some content that will display to the user, this one here. So for example, I used h1 element. H1 element means h1 is the starting tag. After that ending tag you will write like this. So all elements you will write similar way. Just now I showed for h1. Okay. In between starting tag, ending tag, you will write the content of the web page. Okay. Now that is about h1 element. So there are different browsers are there actually. So currently I opened Google Chrome, actually, my HTML page. So there is some Safari also there. There are some more browsers. Mozilla Firefox is there, IE is there, Safari is there. Google Chrome is the Google company is maintaining. Mozilla Firefox is the Mozilla company. IE means Internet Explorer. So recently they are renamed as Microsoft Edge. That is Microsoft company. So they renamed as Edge. Safari is the default browser for Apple MacBook. Okay, Apple laptop. So this is the default browser. But I will prefer Google Chrome for the preferred one, because this is more fastly you can get the result. Once you click this one, immediately you will get the output. When you run some HTML file or something in the browser, you can easily browse something. This is very fast compared to other browsers. Okay, so you can download this one if you are not using, and you can use it. So basic elements, let's come to basic elements part now. So these are the, I already explained basic elements. These are the basic elements required. One is the root element, head element, and body element. Okay. Let's go to next one, headings h1 to h6. So currently we have seen only h1 element, but there are other elements are there in headings h1 to h6. So I just removing this extra heading. I am going to write h2. Let's see h2 how it will work. Just replace with h2, save it. See, this is a h1 element, this is a h2 element. H2 element little small font size will come. This is a little font size little bigger will come. For h2 font size little smaller will come compared to h1. So similar way you can write until h6. Let's go here. I'm just zooming just for your understanding. Okay, let's just write till h6, h3, h3, h4, h4. Here also write h5. Here you write h6, h6. Okay, let's see, I have written 6 headings. Let's see in the browser what is the difference. See, first heading is the bigger one because I used h1 element. Second one I used h2 element. So little small font size is coming. So till that h6 is the smallest heading. So font size is very small will come compared to h1, h2, h3, h4, h5. Okay. So based on your requirement, based on your web page, you can use whatever heading h1 to h6. Okay. That is about headings. Next, paragraphs, where we will use the paragraphs. Let's say I want to write some paragraph. You can use the p element. P element means this is the starting tag and this is the ending tag. In between starting tag and ending tag, you will write some content. Hello, I am paragraph. Some content I am writing. So let's save this one. Let's see in the browser. See, it is coming like this. Generally paragraphs will write for multiple lines. For multiple lines you will write it. So let's copy this one. Okay, currently this line is going till here. Look at this. See, now multiple lines are coming now. So there is one option is there in Visual Studio Code. Currently this line is going like this horizontally. You can you can make it to come down. So you can go here, terminal, okay, help. Here toggle word wrap is there. Okay, you just click on this one. This is just for the editor. See here, all paragraph content is coming down without going scrolling horizontally. I just for your understanding I made it. The paragraph is coming like this. So if you want to write some multiple lines, you can use the paragraph. Okay, that is about paragraph. Next, pre-element. Okay, now where we will use the pre-element? What is the use of pre-element? Now let's say I have this, I will write one more para. Let's use same thing. So after hello I want to give some space, so I'm giving some space here. Let's save this one. Let's see whether this space will come to the browser or not. See, after hello I given some space, like this much space I given, but that space is not coming to the browser, because browser will ignore whatever you give the in the space. More than one space, if you give one space will come, but if you give more than one space, then browser will ignore that space. So if you want to consider this space whatever you are giving, then you can use the pre-element. So let's use the pre-element. Hello, after hello I am giving some space. Hi, now let's see, say I am giving some space here in using pre-element. Let's see whether that will come or not. See, that space is coming. So this is the use of the pre-element. So if you want to give some space, however you write, same thing it will come. But if you use paragraph kind of things, other elements, whatever, not only paragraph, in HTML, if you use any other element other than pre, if you give more than one space, that will not consider. Okay, if you use pre-element, then only whatever you give spaces also it will consider this pre-element. So this mainly useful for the address kind of things. So I just will write address, how it will come. Let's say some door number, something you will write it. I'm just showing for address. Okay, just here some village name. Next mandal. Next some district, some pin code. Okay, so I want to write some head address. Let's see this one, just save it. See how address is coming. So write same thing in the paragraph. So before this I am just writing paragraph. Let's copy this one, same thing whatever we written inside pre-element. Just see what is the difference here. See, paragraph is displaying address like this, but if we are using pre-element, then it is displaying like this. That is the use of pre-element over the paragraph or any other element. It will consider whatever we given the space. Okay, address kind of things you can use the pre-element. Next, let's start image. Next element is the image. How to write the image? You can see most of the websites displaying image kind of things. How we can display image? We will display using the image element. Image src. Src is the attribute. This is called as attribute. Okay, this will not have any end tag. Okay, I will explain about image after this. So before that, inside src you give the path of the image. Let's say I have 3 images, colors.jpg, flowers, some 3 images I have inside image folder. So here I am giving path of the image. This is the folder of the image. Next, See, file names it is showing as a suggestion inside Visual Studio Code. So I want to show some colors.jpg. Let's save this one. Let's see how it will come. See, this much big is coming because this original size it will take if we don't give width and height. So let's give width and height. Using width attribute we can give the width. Similar way height also you can give height. Using height attribute we can give the height of the image. Let's save this one. See now, width and height I given 100 by 100. So now it is coming properly. So that's based on our requirement we can give width and height attributes. This is called, these three called as attribute. This is a width attribute, you can mention width of the image. This is height attribute, you can mention height of the image. Then src is the attribute you can use for path of the image. So here you can mention the path of the image from where this image should load. Okay. So similar to other elements, here there will be no end tag. Okay. So end tag is this one only for image. So there is so here you can see the elements without end tag. These three are the image. HR means horizontal line will come. That also will not have any end tag. BR, breaking line. If you want to give some space between the lines, you can use the BR element. So this also will not have any end tag. So these three are the elements which will not have any end tag. Remaining what we learnt, headings, paragraphs, pre-element, all these elements will have end tag. Here you can see starting tag, ending tag is there. For pre also same thing. Here starting tag is there, ending tag is there. But for image will not have any end tag. Okay. So this is about image. If you want to increase some width and height, you can increase it like this. I'm just giving width 200, height 200. Let's see. See, like this it will come. So I want to display some more image, then just go here, copy paste. So I want to give here different image. I have two more image, flowers.jpg. What is another one? Sunset. Let's give sunset. Now let's see. Now I am displaying three images. So for all the images I given 200 by 200. See how it is looking good. Okay, this is about image part. Let's come to horizontal line where we will use the HR means horizontal line. Okay, now I want to apply here horizontal line we will use the HR element. Okay, I think these names are easy to remember, these element names, because for image we will use image element we will use the img tag. For pre element we will use the pre tag. For paragraph we will use the pre. For headings we will use the h1 to h6. So HR we will use for horizontal line HR element. Let's close this one. This will not have any end tag. So let's see how it will come. See here horizontal line is coming. So I want to give this before images also. I want to apply this. How can I apply? Just copy this one. Before images I want to apply. Now let's see. See, before images line is coming and after images also line is coming. So horizontal line I use it two places. One is before image and after image also. So horizontal line means a complete line, browser width, whatever browser width that will take as a line. Okay. If you want to write some horizontally some line, you can use this HR element. Next go to BR. What is the BR? BR means breaking line. See, after this horizontal line I want to give some space, then I can use the BR element. So here I will use BR. Let's see how. See, now space is coming. If you want to give some more space, okay, this will end with like this. Actually, just save it. See, now two break lines we given. BR means breaking line. So 2 lines of space I given. So after this images also I can use same thing. After image I want to give some break, some space. See, it is coming. So like that you can use the break. Let's say one more way you can use the break element. Let's say I have some paragraph. Hello world. Now I'm just saving. Just saving this one. See, this is coming like this. Now I want to break this after hello. After hello I want to break, and I want to display next whatever content in the next line. So I can display using BR. Just to close this one. So after hello it will break into new line. Let's see how it will display now. See, after hello whatever content is there, that will start with the new line. If I use BR, BR means breaking line. It will break the line. Name itself saying breaking line. That is about BR. Next, hyperlink. Hyperlink, where we will use the hyperlink. So hyperlink means just go to Google. Here there are some links are there, Gmail, images, all these things. When I click this Gmail link, it will navigate to that Gmail. Okay. If I click this image, it will navigate to the image. So that is called as hyperlink. Hyperlink means one page to another page it will navigate. Okay. Let's see how we can navigate from one place to another place. So hyperlink we will use using a element. Okay. We will use the href attribute. Href is attribute. Let's close starting tag and ending tag. So attributes always we will write inside starting tag only. If you see here, all these attributes we will written in the start. Here anyway there is no end tag, but if you have end tag, most of the attributes we will write in the starting tag only. So let's, here href is full for the path of the link where you should navigate. Let's say I want to navigate to this google.com when I click from my page. So I need to give like this. So instead of this, you just copy this one. You can paste, you should give full path of the link. So here whatever we written, that will display to the user. When we click this one, it will navigate to this href. Okay, let's save this one. See, now link is coming like this. This is called as hyperlink. When I click this one, it will navigate to the google.com because I given inside href. Let's click this one. See, now it's going to google.com. So instead of Google, you can give any name here. That will display to the user. See, but it will go to google.com only, whatever you given. But because in href, whatever is there, that will navigate to there. Let's click this one. See. So for our user understanding, we should give properly this one. Next, this is about link. I want to apply Facebook also. I want to display some link Facebook also. Your Facebook website address is Facebook, this one. Just see how it will come. See, I have Google and Facebook links in my web page. When I click Facebook, it will navigate to the Facebook. Okay. When I click this Google, it will navigate to the google.com. So that is the use of hyperlink. So if you have any requirement like this, some links, if you want to display in your web page, you can use the hyperlinks. Okay, you can navigate from one page to another page. Currently we displayed links for Google and Facebook. When we click this Google, it will navigate to the Google. When I click this Facebook, it will navigate to the Facebook. So here are the elements which will have starting tag and ending tag. H1 to H6, paragraph and pre element. These three are elements will have ending tag also, starting tag plus ending tag. But these three elements will not have any ending tag. Image HR, BR like this. Here you can see. This will not have any ending tag, just this one. Okay. So that's it about part 1 section. So in next session I will explain about part 2, what and all will cover. There are some topics left in part 2 for audio, how you will insert audio in your web page, how you will insert video, as well as some order list, unorder list, how you want to display some list. Okay. Apart from that, some form. Let's say you want to fill some form, first name, last name and password, username, then submit to your details. So all those things related to forms, audio, video, tables, you want to display some table, all that I will explain in the part 2 session. So before ending this session I just will summarize for 1 minute. Okay. So for front end developer, these skills are required: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Angular. HTML will give structure of web page. You can display some content. For whatever you displayed content, you can style using CSS. JavaScript and Angular useful for the, if you want to perform some functional things. Let's say I want, after filling some form, I want to save some details. Then you can use JavaScript and Angular. That is about front end development skills. Back end development skills. For back end development skills, either you can learn Java, PHP or .NET, anything. If we know front end as well as back end, then we can consider him as a full stack developer. Okay. And let's come to today's session. What is HTML? HTML full form is hypertext markup language. Markup, hypertext means there will be some links for navigating one place to another place, and markup language means there will be tags, will be there, starting tag and ending tag. For example, this one, this is the starting tag, this is the ending tag. In between starting tag and ending tag we will display the content. That's why it is called as all elements will look like this only, most of the elements, so it is called as markup language. Next, basic structure of web page. Yeah, what is the structure of web page? So first line will tell to the browser this is HTML page with 5 version. After that, this is the root element. HTML is the root element. Inside the 2 sections will be there. One is head section. Inside head section we will write the title of the web page. Next is the body section. Body section will display to the user whatever we write the content. For writing content, this body section will useful. So after that, how to save a HTML page? You can save with .html or .htm. Once you save it, if you are using Visual Studio Code, you can go here and you can run this one, open with live server. So that will open in the browser like this, or else you can go to that HTML file and you can double click it. Okay. So those are 2 ways of opening the web page. And there are different editors are there: Notepad, Notepad++, Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code I am preferring, so you can install through this link I already provided in the description. You can go through the description and you can get it inside the video, below the video. So after saving our file, we need to open some browser. So some browser is required. Currently I am using Google Chrome. So Google Chrome is the good browser for any developer. After that, there are some headings are there. You can use H1 to H6. H1 is the most bigger heading. H6 is the smaller heading. You can use the paragraph. Pre-element useful for the, if you want to write some address kind of things, you can use the pre-element. Images, for if you want to display image, you can use it. HR element, if you want to write some horizontal line like this, horizontal line, you can use it. Okay. Next one, break. If you want to give some space between the lines, you can use like this. I have given 2 lines space here, so I used this one, break element. Hyperlink. So if you want to navigate from one page to another page, you can use like this. If I want to go navigate from here to Google, I want to navigate from here to Facebook, then I used hyperlinks in my web page. That's it about today's session. I will start next session after 2-3 days. Thank you so much.